I used to think inspiration only came from the top. From the winners, the champions, the people on stages with gold medals and radiant smiles. But I was wrong. The most profound, life-altering lessons don't always come from the mountaintop. They come from the swamps. And the most powerful motivation isn't always a pull towards something beautiful. Sometimes it's a violent, desperate push away from something horrifying. So many people have inspired me to be nothing like them. There's a scientific fact that changed everything for me. Our brains have these things called mirror neurons. They fire not only when we perform an action, but when we see someone else perform that same action. It's the neurological basis for empathy, for learning. But here's the part they don't tell you. These neurons don't discriminate. They mirror success, but they also mirror failure. They mirror discipline, but they also mirror decay. When you watch someone give up on their dreams, a tiny silent part of your brain practices giving up. When you listen to someone make the same excuse for the 10th year in a row, you are rehearsing that excuse. Misery isn't just a state of being. It's a contagion. And if you don't learn from it, you will copy it. I learned this not from a book, but from a ghost. He wasn't always a ghost. When I met him, he was full of life, with a laugh that could fill a room and ideas that could have filled a universe. Let's call him Alex. And Alex taught me more about what destroys a life than any success story ever could. I watched him. I saw the slow-motion shipwreck of his potential. It didn't happen in a day. It was a quiet erosion. A compromise here. An excuse there. His comfort zone became a sarcophagus. He was addicted to the warm, stagnant water of someday, and almost. He'd talk about the business he was going to start, the book he was going to write, the life he was going to build. But tomorrow was always a better day to start than today. His life became a museum of his own excuses. And I had a front row seat. I remember sitting with him one evening, years into our friendship. The air in his apartment was thick with resignation. He was on his third beer, rerunning the same old stories about the promotion he almost got, the girl who almost loved him, the version of himself that almost existed. And as I listened to the symphony of his wasted potential, something inside me broke, not with pity, but with a cold, sharp fear, a visceral, gut-wrenching terror, because I saw myself in him. I saw the part of me that also wanted to hit the snooze button on my own life. I saw my own laziness, my own talent for justification, my own secret love for comfort reflected back at me in his tired eyes. His life was not his own anymore. It was a cautionary tale, and in that moment he became my most powerful teacher. Not all role models are positive. Some are walking, talking warnings. Some people are not in your life to lift you up. They are there to show you the bottom. Their purpose is to be a lesson, not a companion. They pass through your world just long enough for you to see the future you must refuse. I looked at Alex and I thought, with a clarity that was almost cruel, that will never be me. It wasn't a judgment on him. It was a promise to myself. It was a line drawn in the sand of my soul. His comfort became my nightmare. The life that felt normal to him. The same habits, the same complaints, the same outcome, felt like a prison sentence to the man I wanted to become. His inaction was proof of where a path of least resistance ultimately leads. Nowhere. It just leads to a quieter, more comfortable nowhere. You see, winners show you what works. They give you a map. But losers, the ones who are slowly, quietly being destroyed by their own choices, they show you the quicksand. They show you the traps. And learning to spot a trap is often more valuable than knowing the final destination. Watching someone fail can wake you up. Their excuses become your warning signs. Their wasted potential becomes the fuel for your own. Their comfort addiction becomes the monster you run from. And you have to run. Some people inspire you to rise. Others inspire you to run. Run from laziness. Run from excuses. Run from the seductive whisper that says good enough. Run from living small. That fear of ending up like them, it isn't a negative emotion. It's a survival instinct. Fear can sharpen you. It can sand away your complacency until all that's left is a determined, focused edge. Fear can save you. I had to make a choice. It was the most important choice of my life. You either repeat patterns or you break them. The people around you, the ones you watch, the ones you listen to, they inspire you either way, by example or by warning. Alex was my warning. His life was the future I refused to accept. And that single decision, that I refused to become that, changed my entire trajectory. It was the pivot point. It was the day I stopped waiting for motivation and started running from a fate I could see clearly in front of me. I started waking up early, not because I was disciplined, but because the thought of wasting a morning felt like taking a step toward his apartment, toward that thick air of regret. I started doing the hard things, the things I was afraid of, because the alternative, staying safe and small, felt infinitely more terrifying. His misery was a contagion, and the only antidote was relentless, forward motion. I had to learn from it to escape it. Inspiration doesn't always come from greatness. Sometimes it comes from watching someone rot in comfort. It comes from the silent, profound understanding that a life of quiet desperation is not a poetic concept. It's a real place, with a real address, and you can move in without even realizing it. So look around you. Listen. Who are the ghosts in your life? Who are the people whose lives feel like a premonition you want to avoid? Don't look away. Lean in. See them for what they are. Not as failures, but as teachers. Their life is a lesson written in the negative space. It shows you everything you are not allowed to become. This is your call to arms. This is your whispered confession in the dark. You have seen the other side. You have felt the chill of a future that is not yours to claim. Now use it. Let that fear be your fuel. Let that refusal be your foundation. The world will give you plenty of examples of what to avoid. Don't ignore them. They are gifts wrapped in sandpaper. They will scrape you raw, but they will polish you into something harder, something brighter, something that cannot be ignored. Keep going, not just because you have a dream, but because you have a ghost, and you are running faster than it ever could. Your life is the answer to a question they never even knew they were asking. So answer it, loudly. With every single day, you choose to be nothing like them.